Hey, good evening, Bet. This is Derry Barrage, Associate Director of Learning Programs for Tilt. I thought I might respond to your email through more interactive means, so hopefully you find this video okay. But let's talk about Tilt time management workshops. Just to give you some background on our workshops are founded on the belief that students need extra skills and competencies to to achieve academic success. In other words, to strengthen their academic prowess. And our workshops, or at least our workshop topics, are topics that are interwoven throughout the student experience. So for a topic like time management, for example, time management is a workshop that applies to not only your academic life, your social life, your professional life, your extracurricular life. Knowing how to prioritize and how to schedule your time in such ways that you are making appropriate space for all your different commitments is something that transcends the walls of the classroom. Okay, and that's actually what the time management workshop is essentially about. It seeks to address the question of how can I manage all of my commitments in ways that are appropriate as well as productive, as well as efficient, I suppose. So to answer your question about what would bring a student to our time management workshop, I would say that a student who is busy or they're finding themselves addressing new challenges in terms of their schedule. So at CSU, a lot of our students are busy. Not only do they have classes in which they're taking upwards of 12 to 18 or even 21 credits in a given semester. So they have all their classes, and some classes have labs and so extra components and recitation. So there's that. So there's their coursework. There's the clubs and organizations they get a part of. There's the fraternity and sorority life. There's all different clubs here on campus through the Slice office. There's also students are also have jobs on campus and off campus. And some students really love to get out in the community, do community service. So there's that component. So students are busy. So how can we go about managing all of our commitments, as well as making space for us to breathe a little bit, for us to have space to take naps and to eat and to shower and to just essentially have fun. Okay, so that's what would bring a student to our time management workshop. We're targeting those busy students, those students who perhaps are new to CSU and they have a whole lot going on. So those are the students that we're hoping to attract to this workshop. Also, so some scheduling tips I would offer students about time management are that that students think in both macro and micro ways. And so what I mean by that is don't only do your schedule in terms of your daily to-do list. No, you got to go beyond that. Not only think about the day, think about the week. So get a weekly planner, okay? But also think about the semester, okay? So get like a month-long calendar as well. Because one thing that we find with students in going to this workshop is that if they're only doing the daily to-do list, as soon as they turn the page to the next day, oh my goodness, they forgot they had an exam or they had some homework due. So it's good to not only look at the day, but to look at the week. But not only look at the week, because you can see that, oh, I don't have any homework this week, but turn the page in your weekly planner, you say, oh wow, I have 4 exams the next week. So that's why we also encourage students to not only look at the week, but look at month views or look at the semester. So you want to plan your commitments in terms of the day to day, the week by week, as well as the semester long. Okay, so not only in macro and micro ways, but you also want to engage in different forms of time management. So I would say both written and and online means. Written means would be using sticky notes, using, like I said, weekly planners. So anything that you have to write down by hand. Okay. Um, the online means are, um, as we know, a lot of people have smartphones nowadays, and smartphones tend to come with apps that you could download. And so there are tons and tons of apps to help students to manage their time. There are notepad apps, there are reminders apps, there are calendar apps, um, all kinds of apps to help us uh, uh, schedule our commitments a little bit better. Also, not only just on your phone, but if you just use your computer, computers nowadays have reminders as well, or online calendars that students can tap into. So that's the example of written and online. And so actually, I encourage students to engage in both because one thing um, that written forms of time management has that online means don't have is that studies show that if you physically write something down, you're more inclined to remember it. So you can consider that. But the downside, well, of written time management is that there's no reminder. There's no alarm that goes off that tells you to do something. So I guess you could consider it like this: written forms of time management are high on memory or high on retention, but low on accountability. There's no alarms or buttons or whistles that go off. Okay, there's no hand that comes up from the notepad and slaps you in the face to remind you. um, Whereas the online means they're high on accountability because it has all those alarms to it, but it's low on retention because it's very easy to just type something or text something and then just forget about it. So I always encourage students to engage in both online and written forms of time management. Okay, um, let's see. What has been the success and turnout of this workshop in the past? So students, this, time management is among a few workshop topics that tend to be very popular. So our most popular workshops are high impact learning strategies, final exam prep, um, memory and concentration, test anxiety, stress relief, and along with those topics is time management. So we get upwards of 40 to 50 students, minimum 15 to 20. So it's a very popular workshop. Um, uh, our And one thing to say, as I was just talking about those topics, is that Tilt offers workshops in an array of different things. So this past week, our first week of the semester, we had a workshop called College Etiquette, which was about how to transition from high school to college. This week, we have a workshop called Getting Organized. Next week, we have time management. And then we have note taking. And then we get into topics like motivation and goal setting, uh, reading skills. We even have workshops about should I go to college? I mean, not should I go to college, excuse me, you're already in college, but should I go to grad school? So we cover an array of topics here in Tilt through our workshops. Um, and so, once again, my particular position with Tilt is that I am the Associate Director of Learning Programs, which means that I coordinate not only our workshops, our academic workshops, but I coordinate the Arts and Sciences Tutoring Program, as well as I coordinate the Learning Program social media front, i.e. our Facebook page. And actually, if you're interested in liking our Facebook page, it's Tilt Learning and Engagement is where you will find us. So I do an array of things, but pretty much I specialize in programming for academic support as well as academic enrichment. Okay. Um, I do not have any pictures of our workshops. However, there are pictures I could send you, and yeah, I could send you one tomorrow. I could take a picture of tomorrow's workshop, just so you could get a sense of what it looks like. But our workshops are typically 3 times a week. Mondays at 4, Tuesdays at 5, and Thursdays at 6. Here in room 221, Tilt 221. And if you want to get a good look, here it is. Room 221. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, and our workshops are free. There's no pre-registration required. You just come on into the front entrance, and there will be a laptop on your left, and that's when you just check into the workshop. We have food and drinks available, as well as we have handouts for our workshops, just so students have something tangible to walk away with. But anyway, I'm open to any questions that you have. Feel free to contact with me with further thoughts, and thank you for reaching out to me for this interview. All right, it's time for me to get to bed. It's 9 o'clock. So I'll talk to you later, Bet. Bye.